Hi folks. Recently, the South Korean foreign minister, or ministry, whatever, the head of the foreign ministry in South Korea, she was in Geneva, Switzerland at the United Nations to address the United Nations Human Rights Committee and/or Council, whatever they're called. Now, she gave about a 13-minute speech. And the whole thing was just a bunch of garbled words. Just throw words together. That's what diplomats do. Now, she spoke very good English, so it's not her pronunciation or her command of the language. It's her use of the language. Typical diplomats with a lot of garbage. However, there were 4 parts to this speech that she gave, which I found to be interesting. Allow me to relate it to you. And here's the first one.
That victims and survivors are in need of support and must not be forgotten.
That's right. Survivors must not be forgotten. The comfort women must not be forgotten who were in the service of the Imperial Japanese Army. But you know who we need to forget? The comfort women that were in the service, forced into the service by South Korean troops during the Vietnam War. Vietnamese women were forced into sexual servitude by South Korean troops, and this lady at the UN never mentions it. Forget about it. Next clip.
She was one of the 24 surviving victims of the Comfort Women during World War II.
Now, throughout her 13 minutes, she never mentions Japan, Nihon, Japanese, never mentions it. But you do pick it up in her reference, such as Comfort Women, World War II. Hello? Who were the Comfort Women of World War II? The well-paid prostitutes from South Korea who volunteered to service the Imperial Japanese Army. That's who she's talking about, the Imperial Japanese Army. This is a clandestine method of bashing Japan. We were able to see through it. It's rather transparent, her clandestine activities. Next one.
Once again, underlined the significance of a victim-centered approach with regard to the issue of comfort women.
Yeah, feel sorry. We're victims. Victimhood. You see, they played the victim card. You know, behaving like Democrats, I'm surprised they didn't accuse the Japanese of being racist. Yeah, that's it, of being racist and not being protective of the woman's reproductive rights. We're victims. Only the ones from Korea are victims. The victims in Vietnam, nothing. No mention, no thought of. Who cares about them? We only care about the ones that are going to help us bash who? Japan. The Vietnamese women have no play in bashing Japan, so you forget about them. The next clip.
We are also honoring them by ensuring that their stories are not lost and current and future generations learn from their experience.
Yeah, she's concerned that their stories might be lost and then we're always going to forget about what took place by the Imperial Japanese Army paying these women good money, these volunteers to prostitute your Imperial Army. But you know whose stories are lost? Hello? Where were those stories? And once again, I'm back to South Korean troops in Vietnam during the Vietnam War, forcing Vietnamese women into sexual servitude, comfort women, and those stories are lost. Can you find those stories on the peninsula? We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be. And God bless our good friends and trusted allies and the light of the rising sun, Nihongoku, Japan, and the poor women in Vietnam who are being tossed aside and forgotten because they're not able to assist in Japan bashing. See ya.